Good day, viewers, and welcome to this episode of Research Practice for Candidates and Freshmen. This material covers all the information you need to know as a fresher or as a post-UME candidate before you start writing your assignments in year one. The reason for this material is because in university, when you newly gain admission, students or freshmen are not properly given the information they need before they start writing their assignment. Just take note, once you enter year one, lecturers will start giving you assignments. But from the primary school, the kind of secondary schools rather, the kind of assignment that are given to secondary school students, the way secondary school students prepare their assignments, it's not the same way that you have to prepare your assignments in the university. For instance, secondary school, they don't use much of internet services to go online, do research, and do the assignment. But in university, you will be required to go to the internet, browse for materials, and use to do your assignment. So what are the things you need to know before you start doing your year one assignment? Now, this is the basic focus of this material. Now, this part one is just the little information, more or less like the introduction that you need to know before you start your assignment in year one. Now, in this part, we are going to talk about the preamble and the front matters. Those small things you need to know. If you go to the internet, if you see people's work, how are you going to use them? Will you copy them and print them out as your assignment? These are the little things that you must, please take note, you must know. The fear that is making me to do this material, that is making me to prepare this material, is that if we don't give you this information now, you will become one of those copy and paste students. But if we give you the proper guidance you need before you enter university, then it will be easier for you to prevail and become that excellent student you want to be. You want to be first class student, right? It starts from knowing the right things. Now, let's go to the second page. Why research practice for candidates and freshmen? Why do you need research practice? Why I need you to know this information is to ensure that you conduct a very good assignment or report. My brother, if you know research, if you do assignment, lecturer will know that somebody did this assignment. In fact, he will call you out that, who is this person? Please come outside. Who did this assignment for you? Because you have done what the lecturer did not expect of you to do. I also want you to know all these materials, all the content in this material, because this material prepares people like you to avoid plagiarism from the start. If you know how to prepare your assignment properly, it will be difficult for you to copy other people's work or tell your colleagues to give you his assignment so that you can go and duplicate and submit. That's very bad and embarrassing in academic condition. So you don't need to photocopy or copy people's work. You need to prepare a very sound research work or assignment. Now you can see all this information that are here. You can pause the video and read up the reason why you need this material. So let's go to the next slide. Now, what are the benefits of having a good research knowledge? One of them is that it enables you to present logical arguments. You see, when you know research, when you are writing a presentation, whether Facebook post, anything at all, the way you present your arguments, like it makes people to understand your work. I remember when I was a copper in 2015 in community secondary school Swale. I was a CLO. CLO is the head of coppers in a particular workplace. So when you go to the secondary school, coppers are there. There is one person that is the head of the coppers. That's what we call CLO. I think it's I've forgotten it's an acronym. Then the coppers were suing that the school we are working should pay us 3,000. They are suing for so many things. So the principal called us, gathered us, and was presenting to us what is happening in the school and why they may not be able to pay this and that. After the principal concluded the speech, I made my presentation step by step. As the principal was talking, I was taking notes. So I made a step by step presentation to ensure that what I will present is the totality of the aspiration of all the coppers. So when I was done with my presentation, both the principal and the corpers, they gave me a round of applause and were like, everything in my mind, you have presented them systematically that I don't even have anything to say. What I want to tell you is that research gives you the power to present information in a logical matter and sensible matter, not jam-packing and using other people's work. So we'll still go to the next slide, but you can read up the importance, the benefits of why you need good research knowledge. Now, I have personal examples, just like the one I've just given, but I have so many personal examples why you need research. In year 3, I was presenting a seminar. The seminar, 5 students are in one group, so all the groups were given different topics to go and prepare. About 17 groups have already prepared before it got to my turn. 17, either 7 or 17 or so. Now, when it got to my turn, it was only the introduction that I presented. Then the next man in my group was supposed to take the next aspect. When I was done with the introduction, the lecturer, Dr. Lawrence Ekati, stopped us and he said, if you see something very qualitative, we should be able to acknowledge it. He said, what I've done is wonderful. In fact, we should not defend again. So when everybody are defending their full work, my group, we defended only the introduction, because the introduction captivates the meaning of my topic. I gave some examples, like the introduction was a brief understanding of what our work is all about. So you see, so if you have a very good research knowledge, it gives you that power, to present anything at all, whether you are writing a report in the church, in your workplace, in clubs, anywhere at all you are talking, you are giving report, even Facebook posts, you give very logical posts. No matter how less important the post is, you still present it in a very knowledgeable way. So there are so many benefits you can get when you know research. Then let's go to the next. It's almost the same thing with this. Okay, now let's go to the content that we are going to discuss in this research material. I will just be scrolling through the content so that you read up, but I will just focus on 3 key areas that I want you to be familiar with. The first one is documentation. Now, what is documentation? Documentation is simply the practice of taking records. For example, now you in your house, you have so many documents. You have primary school leaving certificate, you have WAEC or NECO, you have JAM results. Now you're supposed to have your age declaration and local government of origin. All these things, you kept them in a file, probably a brown envelope. This is a way of saying you have documented all your records. That is documentation. Now, if you are doing research, you sort different works. I like this work, you bring it here, you take small sentence or paragraph, put it in your work. That process is also documentation. Then you say, okay, this particular paragraph belongs to Michael 2015. This other paragraph, I took it from Ogene Unimen 2020. That is documentation. So I want you guys to know how to use this document, how to see people's work in the internet and use it, not just copying everything, put it in your Microsoft Word, printing and submitting for lecturer. That is very, very bad. The second aspect I also want you to look at is this last sentence here, this last term here that says research terminologies. Now, in research, there are so many terms. One thing I want you to know is that all the things we are saying here, you cannot grasp all of them now. Some of them you will recall when you are doing assignment or project or seminars, but of course you should know and learn them now, because some people in final year, they are calling me that that material I gave them in year 1, I should send the link to them. I will send the link to them and they'll go and read up what they want to use and use it. So as time goes on, you'll be getting more information, you'll be getting more understanding of what we are trying to talk about. So research terminologies. In our subsequent episode of this presentation, we are going to present to you what they call research terminologies. When you read on Facebook, there are sometimes you see the word SIS, S-I-S. For example, Vanguard is quoting somebody that this is what this person, a student or so person said. When they are quoting the person's statement, you will see SIC in brackets. That SIC means that the word before the SIC it was wrongly spelled. Now, Vanguard do not want you to believe that they are the one that spelled it wrongly. They want you to know that They cannot edit the wrong word the person has said. They want to post it the way the person said it. But in order for the readers to know that this wrong word is not their fault, but is the fault of the original owner, you will now add sick in bracket after the wrong word. That is a research term. But if you don't know research, you will not know why they put the sick. It will just be there. So there are so many research terminologies like this that you need to know. So that would be a very basic part of what we are going to talk about. Then although there are plenty, as you can see, there are much, but another aspect that I want to look at is this area of avoiding plagiarism. In fact, my passion for students to actually do authentic work and avoid plagiarism is one of the things that drive me to create this course material. This is a course material that universities will not even bother to teach you. But as a scholar who have passion for academics and an educational enthusiast, I see that, I look at it like you need this material and I want you to familiarize yourself with it. Now, sorry that call came. Let me go back to where I was. Okay, I think it's here. Okay, sorry, let me also remove my please, sorry for that interruption. I think I have to go offline so that they won't disturb us again. Okay, let's go. Now, avoiding plagiarism is one very important aspect of your academic pursuit. Now, if what I'm trying to teach you, you don't understand it, the fear is that you still become one of those students, regular students who always do plagiarism work. Now, to avoid plagiarism, the first thing you need to know is to avoid copy. Everything you have to do have to come from your brain, or at least what you know and what you understand. If you can do all your work from your brain, your work is almost 100% non-plagiarized work. Then secondly is to know how to paraphrase. We'll talk about paraphrase. Thirdly, to know how to change word orders. If you know how to change word orders, then be rest assured that you do very fine works. Then this will be the end of this episode. Of course, I've told you that this is just an introduction or introductory presentation to what we are about to do. The next video, which I will be dropping either later today or tomorrow, will start in the main point, the nitty-gritty of what I want you to understand. We'll start with that, and I will use the website as an example, so that next time you want to come back to the work, is either you come to our YouTube channel or you go to our website to get the material and you read up to understand what you have to do as you progress in your academic endeavor. Thank you for watching this video. Please do subscribe so that you can be getting notification for subsequent videos. Thank you and God bless.